Friendly greetings! I am Torley, the techno time traveler, and I've come back from the future to bring you Alchemy from Camel Audio. It's an incredibly deep software synthesizer, but it's very easy to get started. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make an extreme arpeggiator. It sounds like this. And so forth. You can make this in a few minutes if you just follow along. Now the value in a tutorial such as this is I'm going to take you through a tour of various components within Alchemy so you can get a feel for how these building blocks work together and emerge with a sound that you can tweak to your taste, tailor it, and really make it your own while learning the empirical basics. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to start again from scratch. So let's go ahead and click File and let's clear it. Now this wipes the slate, so we start with a basic saw wave. Not too interesting, but it's where we begin. Okay. Now the first thing we want to dig into, you'll notice there are lots of tabs. Don't worry at all. Just click on ARP here. ARP is short for arpeggiator. That's the kind of thing that spits out, spews the notes, just a stream of them. You hear arpeggiators everywhere, from contemporary dance music to even more sedate genres. Something that, hey, you don't want to play the notes, so the machine will do that for you. Let me show you the difference. So say I'm holding this down. And now I'm going to change the mode to, let's go to, let's see, up and down. And again, aha. By the way, my host sequencer here, I'm using Ableton Live, and it's at 120 beats per minute. And this can synchronize to the host, so it can lock it up and down. Actually, let me show you that very quickly as well. Fun stuff. Next step here would be we want to spread it out. So we're going to set the octave up to, let's see, 3 octaves. So just click and drag right here. And the value here, now you can control different things. We're most interested in the value of the relative amplitude or velocity, how loud it sounds. And we can change this from what it is to a V. So all I'm going to do is click, drag, and draw here. So it looks like a V. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you're going to express dynamics. Now listen. So it gets softer and then louder and comes back at the end. It has a very nice crescendo, a ramping sort of feel to it. Next up, we're going to want to fatten this. And you notice there are 4 sources, A, B, C, D. You can do your alphabet. And the second one we're going to add here is the B source. Now, already, you hear it's a bit chorusy because it's stacked on top of each other. We're going to change this to a different waveform. Let's click here. There's a whole bunch of them. It's a great assortment. Oh, what was that there? Let's try this. I like that. So you can audition them as you go in. Well, we'll go back to this one. Okay. Now we're going to add a C source. So we got 3 things going on here, all right? And the C one, we can actually click here and you can load audio waveforms. You can record your voice and throw it in through additive synthesis. That's another topic for another screencast video tutorial thingy. But let's go here and let's select, let's see, oh, vibraphone. And let's try this now. Okay, that's all right, but I think that the stereo field is still too narrow. So what to do, we can spread this out. We can pan this one all the way to the right, and we'll pan this all the way to the left. It's as easy as that. And notice, you can move it back and forth like that. Very nice. Now the next thing we want to add is some modulation. Modulation, as shown right here, will allow us to give our sound more of a growing feel. It'll be more, not necessarily natural, but it will be more expressive, more emotive, more articulate. And this is very easy to do. So in making the sound, I was inspired by space discos and lasers and computer sounds, the classic 80s era. Perhaps I listened to too much Jan Hammer and synth pop and all that. But that's what we're here for, to share this knowledge with you. Now, if you go here and just click on the A section, notice to tune, just click that, and it'll be highlighted there. And also notice it will be selected here as Tune Course A. This makes it easy to set up a modulation. So if we click on here, and then let's select LFO for low frequency oscillator 1. And then I'll show you the change. Okay, so this is before, and this is after. And we can change the depth here. I like my lasers to stab a little faster. At any time, you can go back to another control. So, hey, the ARP tab is still open to us. And let's change the duration up here so it's a little faster. Ah, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. But it also makes me think we need some seasoning, some spice now, some effects, as it were. So again, here we have an effects tab. Now, we have a whole selection that we can easily choose from. How you put them in order, you can have up to 5 here. So you can allow for some really, really rich and deep effects. I would like to have some mod effects. Now, this could be a chorus, a flanger. Let's try that out. Okay. And at any time, if you don't feel like fiddling like that, you can bring it back to the default position by just double clicking, and it's centered just like that. Feel free to tweak. Ooh, okay, so that's fine. And now let's turn this one on too, and let's make it, I like grit. I love it when analog-ish sounds are put through a distortion. So here we have several types of distortion. If you played with Camel Audio's Camel Fat and Camel Space, these may look familiar to you. So let's ratchet this up. Perhaps too crunchy. Let's back off a bit. Ooh. Good. That has a lot of aggression to it. Now, I also want is sort of an echo or a delay effect to follow this. So one more time on, and then delay 1 and 2. You could read all about these in the manual. And then here, just scroll to the right. Notice this is pretty clever with this window layout. You can see what's going on here. Maybe a touch less, so it isn't so overwhelming. Or a lot. There we go. Okay, that's got a nice glow to it. A shimmer. But what I want to do is, I want to make it swing back and forth through the pitch, so it sounds very flexible. I want a bigger range. Now, this is something I often look for in soft synths, and Alchemy makes this really easy. The pitch bend stuff is right there, so you can set the up range from 2 all the way up. Let's go to the extreme, because this is what we're here for, to make extreme arpeggiators. And then -24. So here we go. Let's try that. We're getting close to done this basic sound, which is not so basic anymore. I've just clicked on the perform page. And now what I want to show you is how you can go to, let's go to click file. And this makes it easy to assign controls. So you have, again, more options to shape all your different sounds. Let's see. Auto assign empty will fill in all these blanks with sensible ones based on what we've already completed. So for instance, I've selected this and notice that there's an effects mix here one because of course we've specified some effects. Now the mod wheel control is normally set to control 7 there, which would be this one, mod depth of course, but we can change this to control 5. Notice now the mod wheel, when I move this up and down, how it corresponds with this. And so as we move the mod wheel up, it gets more aggressive because the effects are all wet. Versus down where they're dry. Lovely. Thanks for watching. This has been Torley, and let's hear it in a mix.